This is an Iowa institution that means so much to so many people. So to be entrusted as the caretaker for now is definitely a great honor.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the State of Soy. I'm Aaron Putzi and we are on the beautiful Iowa State Fairgrounds. I'm visiting with Jeremy Parsons. Jeremy serves as the CEO of the Iowa State Fair, new CEO of the Iowa. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty good. 5 months, just enough to be dangerous.
As you hit the ground running here for your first Iowa State Fair, how's it feel?
It's an honor, first of all, to be here. This is an Iowa institution that means so much to so many people. So to be entrusted as the caretaker for now is definitely a great honor.
So for our viewers, obviously you didn't wake up one day and walk onto the fairgrounds and wow, congratulations to the CEO. So give our viewers a little bit of your background and about what led you to this post.
Sure, so I'm an Iowa boy, grew up in Leon, grew up attending this fair with my grandparents and parents like most Iowans, up in the campgrounds, the whole experience. And so spent some summers here at the Iowa State Fair. Was able to spend some time teaching school, but really the last 12 years at the Clay County Fair in Spencer, Iowa, which was a great training ground to get ready to come here to the Iowa State Fair.
Well, we can't say Clay County Fair without dropping the name Chuck White. So Chuck, that's for you, longtime Clay County Fair Board member. So as you look at leading this great tradition that it is the State Fair, what matters most to you about the visitor experience?
Yeah, well, visitor experience is key. Obviously, when people come to an event, especially the Iowa State Fair, they first of all expect to be safe. So safety is huge for us here at the Iowa State Fair. They also come to be entertained, but they also come to learn, and that's really where the fair's foundation on agriculture comes in. That really at its root, at its core, we're an agricultural event, and that's something we're going to continue. But at the same time, we have to provide it in a way that the fairgoer really enjoys.
Obviously, Gary Slater did a lot to really build the fair, and I know you're wanting to raise the bar. What are you going to be looking at? What are you going to be paying attention to?
I think when you talk about Gary Slater's 22 years here, the Iowa State Fairgrounds are basically a new facility. All the same historic buildings, but they've been restored and renovated, new facilities. Gary's definitely has left his thumbprint all over this property. But really for me, this first year, it really is about observing. It's about observing little things. What are some things that we can do to really raise the State Fair to the next level? I think from a programming perspective, we're in a really good shape from a facility standpoint. Obviously, work can always be done on a 400-acre property, but what can we do to continue to evolve from that programming standpoint?
Given that tradition, how do you balance the kinds of things that people always want to see and do with also, I know what's very important to you is providing new experiences too.
That's really the fair manager's challenge, not only at the Iowa State Fair, but any fair. Half your fair goer says, don't you dare change a thing. I know when that livestock show is, I know where to get that corn dog, I know where to get the newest mop, I know what gate to come in, and don't move anything. The other half of our fair goers though say, quite honestly, if it's the same as last year, why do I go back? And so we have to navigate that middle ground, tradition and change. Obviously, the Iowa State Fair has done it successfully for almost 175 years. You don't stay in business if you can't figure that out. So how do we keep those new traditions, but then how also do we introduce new things that 20 years from now are a tradition? And that's really our challenge every year here.
A favorite food that you're looking forward to trying?
I'm pretty traditional. It's corn dog with mustard. Don't ruin it with
mustard
ketchup, but with the mustard.
Okay.
But and then from there, I'll eat about any type of fair food, that's for sure.
Last question, Iowa Soybean Association has a big footprint here between the Varied Industries building, the Animal Learning Center, the Ag building, the trams that are moving people around powered by biodiesel. What does it mean for organizations like the Iowa Soybean Association to be so associated with the State Fair?
Well, I think it's important, first of all, because a third of Iowans attend this event. When you look at the state population fair attendance, that's a big percentage of Iowans come here. The other thing is this event is a celebration of all the great things in the state of Iowa. Obviously, the soybean industry is one of the great things in the state of Iowa. So a presence here, I think, just reminds Iowans of one more great thing about our state. If you're about Iowa, if you want to celebrate this state, you need to be here in some format at the Iowa State Fair.
Well, again, as you can see, the tradition lives on here at the Iowa State Fair under the leadership of Jeremy Parsons. And, it's going to be here August 10th through the 20th. I don't need to tell you that, but make a plan to make your way to the State Fair. Reporting for this episode of the State of Soy, I'm Aaron Putzi.
Do you remember when you first believed? was possible? Do you remember when you had doubt? Obstacles you couldn't overcome? Do you remember when you pushed through the pain and refused to quit? Remember, He created you for this.